Hey guys, Alex Kahn here, and I want to show you the props that I used for my newest RC car mini movie, which was Jurassic Park Owen Grady's Italian Job. Obviously, it had a Jurassic theme to it. These last few months has been pretty good for Jurassic Park fans. You got Camp Cretaceous Season 3 that just came out. You have the Velocicoaster at Universal Studios opening up. All kinds of Jurassic Park goodness. There's also a new Jurassic World movie coming out called Dominion. So yeah, that's why I wanted to make an RC car movie based off of Jurassic Park. So I've got a lot of things to show here. Hopefully I didn't forget to show you guys anything because I use a lot of props for this mini movie. But I'm gonna start off with these three RC cars that you see right here. So this Mini Cooper right here, this one, it's pretty much stock. I didn't get to do anything with this. When I was filming the video, it wasn't working. So I just kind of left it in the background. But after I made my video, I got it to work. So this one ended up being a static piece. Now these two cars here, these are the hero cars from my mini movie, and they have custom paint jobs. And they got some sweet Jurassic decals on them. So let's start off with this green one here. Now this is actually a 1/12 scale mini beachcomber, which I don't know if you guys know about this, but this one became later on the mini Countryman, which had doors on it. But the prototypes didn't have doors on it. So I was pretty lucky when I found this. I'd never seen this RC car ever. And I wanted a touring vehicle to use. So in the movie, they used a Ford Explorer. I wanted to stick with the mini theme. When I saw that they had a mini beachcomber, I had to grab it. And this came all the way from the UK. And then once I got it from the UK, I had it shipped over to Brad Hare Productions, and he painted it up in the sweet and iconic green and yellow touring colors of the Explorer. And then it's got some Jurassic Park logos on it. And I've got the license plates on it. They're custom made. Which, by the way, the license plate on this, I used the same license plate on this car twice on the Mini Cooper. So over to my Mini Cooper here. This one started life off as a red and white RC car in its stock form. Actually, in the video, in the second act of the video, you can see this car in its stock form. After I filmed that, I went back and had my buddy repaint this into the Jurassic Park utility car vehicle colors. So red and a sand beige gray. And we gave it the sweet number 14 on it. Oops, I knocked that bad boy over. So yeah, in the video, I did have the license plates that were on this one. So the numbers do not match the 14 on this one. It does match the 4 on this one, but I didn't zoom in on it so that you guys wouldn't see that the license plate didn't match the numbers on the car. And then yeah, during the second act, this car was in its red and white form, and that was the stock colors of this car. Now what's pretty interesting to note, I have an Owen Grady driver in each car. I actually used 3 Owen Grady action figures for this video. And if you guys don't know this about RC cars, they never leave enough leg room for your action figures. So I had to chop off the legs of this action figure to fit the Mini Cooper. And the action figure for the Mini Beachcomber, I had to do even worse than that. It was so tight in there that I had to cut off his ab section and also his legs. So he got completely destroyed in order to fit in here. So let's move down to over there where you can see some of the other RC cars. And they didn't really get that much action in the video. This is my script, by the way, the one in my hands. Whenever I make an RC car mini movie, I have a script which I take the time to write so that I have a story and that I'm kind of organized when I'm making my videos. So the other 2 RC cars, this one didn't move at all because this one doesn't have a remote. And I do plan to hobby grade this eventually. But this is a Lost World RC car, and you can see the scale on this does not match the scale on these bigger 1/12 scale. I think this one is 1/16, maybe 1/18 scale, maybe 1/15 scale. But basically it's a lot smaller than these guys. So I try not to put them right next to each other. But I think they do end up next to each other in a few shots by accident. Then I have this newer Jurassic Park Jeep, which is about 1/18 scale, I believe, maybe 1/16 scale. This is the cheap one, and I had to chop up a park ranger as the driver, and you can see him inside. And then I got one of the John Hammond action figures, which is a really tiny scale. He looks too small even for this scale. And then I just tied him up to the back so that he could stay on when it's driving. But I heard that the Amber Collection is making a bigger action figure for this guy, alongside Dr. Ellie Sattler. So he's going to match the scale on these bigger 1/10, 1/12 scale figures over here. So since we're on the topic of action figures, let's move on to the other action figures, the humans. Here's Owen Grady. This is my third Owen Grady action figure. This one did not get chopped up. I needed one that could stand outside on his feet, whereas the other guys were pretty much stuck to their cars. So this is a really cool action figure. I believe this is his Fallen Kingdom look. Now, the Amber Collection is making a Ray Arnold action figure, but it hasn't come out yet. So I had to make my own custom Ray Arnold figure here, which I used an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Samuel L. Jackson action figure, and then I got a custom lab coat for him. I got some doll glasses for him, and then I painted a mustache on him. That's how I got my Ray Arnold figure for this video. I wanted to wait for Amber Collection to make their figure for this, but I found out I was going to wait forever if I kept waiting. So I stopped waiting, and I started filming without it. I think my custom figure looks pretty good. And here's another Amber figure here. This is Dennis Nedry. Very cool figure. I like this one a lot. Very colorful character. Speaking of colorful characters, here's Dr. Ian Malcolm himself. That's right, the Professor of Chaos. And I didn't have much screen time for him, but I knew I wanted to include him in my video in some capacity. Oh yeah, so before I move on with the dinosaur figures, I wanted to show you another vehicle which I just forgot. This is a Triumph Rocket 3 1/12 scale die-cast model. And out of all of these things that you see in this video, this is the most expensive prop that I have here, and actually bought this die-cast specifically for this video. Some of these other things that you see in this video, I already had them, and they didn't cost me much because I already owned them. But this one, I bought it specifically for the video. It didn't get much screen time, but I wanted to show it in some capacity, obviously. But yeah, this is a Triumph Rocket 3. If you guys remember the Jurassic World movie, the first one, Owen Grady is riding around on a Triumph Scrambler, which is more of a dirt bike variant. I mean, it's not really a dirt bike, but it can go off-road as demonstrated in the movie. So I wanted him to have another Triumph motorcycle in this video, so I went with this street motorcycle, which has the most torque out of pretty much any street motorcycle out there. Yeah, this is the Triumph Rocket 3, and it's beautiful. It is huge for a motorcycle. But yeah, that thing costed me, I think, about $130 for that. But yeah, like these other vehicles, well, not that one, but these Mini Excaliburs or these Mini Coopers, they were, I already had them. And when I bought those, they were only like $50 or $40 because people didn't want them at the time. I bet you now the price went up because they're a bit more rare now. The Beachcomber, that was kind of expensive too, and I did buy that specifically for the video, but that was only like, I think, $90 or maybe $100. So most expensive item I have here is the Rocket 3 diecast. Second most expensive thing I have here that I purchased specifically for the video is the Beachcomber. Okay, let's show some of the other action figures here, and we'll move on to the dinosaurs. This one's an old school, I think, Lost World, maybe Jurassic Park, remote-controlled Triceratops. And you can see it's attached to this little remote. Oh, yeah, it's the Lost World, but it says Lost World on there. This one only had a quick shot in my video, but I wanted to include it somehow. Then I got my Dilophosaurus from my video, which they appear in the last scene. This one's a bit bigger. And then I got this smaller one because this smaller one has the frill movement before he spits his venom. So I wanted that one. That was a pretty cheap one. Now, when I first conceived this video, it was mainly supposed to showcase the Indoraptor as the main antagonist. But as I started to film, I was like, hey, you know what? Let's add an opening act and a last act so I can show more dinosaurs and have more story to this. But yeah, this is an Indoraptor, which a lot of people didn't like this dinosaur because it's not really a dinosaur. It's a made-up dinosaur. But that one appeared in Fallen Kingdom. And then from Jurassic World, I got this Mosasaurus, which I got from Target. This guy is huge. And his mouth opens. See that? And in the video, I only used a green screen to show him for different reasons. I didn't want to carry this around where I was filming, so I just green screened him so that I didn't have to do that. Now, this is probably the biggest. This is obviously the biggest action figure that I used. This is the Brachiosaurus, and this came out very recently for the anniversary of Jurassic Park, and I got this from Target too. This was on sale. This thing is huge. It is absolutely huge, and I love this one. And I obviously wanted to include that in my video, so I found room in the opening act to include that. What else? Oh yeah, so some of the buildings I used. I use this for the scenes that house the Mini Coopers, and this is like a dollhouse horse barn, but inside I've got the "Where Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth" banner, and I got that with my John Hammond action figure. He came with Ellie Sattler, 2 raptors, and that banner right there. And I got that box set specifically for John Hammond and for this banner, which I wanted to show in the video. And I hung that up for the car scene at the beginning when Owen is looking for a car as his severance pay. Now, the other part I used for this video, the other prop house thing that I used, see this background here? I used that for the scene where, in the opening scene, when Ray Arnold is on his radio talking back and forth with Owen Grady. And I used this as a backdrop to make it look like it had a more modern look to it, like in Jurassic Park, inside the building that they're in. And then I used this glass divider here to divide him, Ray Arnold, from what was happening in the background. That's when I had Dennis Nedry getting some soda from this Coke machine, because in the movie in Jurassic Park, he makes that excuse that he's going to go to the soda machine to get some goods. And then finally, I've got these this little computer set, which was made for a dollhouse. I think it was 3D printed, but I use that for Ray Arnold's workstation. This is a little stretcher that I used when Dr. Malcolm gets trampled by the Brachiosaurus. I just realized I forgot one of the most coolest props from my movie, and that is the Dilophosaurus sign. I got a 3D printed Dilophosaurus sign all the way from the UK. This took about 2 or 3 weeks for it to ship, or to get over from the UK to the United States. And then I had Brad Hare Productions paint it up for me, and he also added the Dilophosaurus subtitle right there because it didn't have it. But I wanted to include this for the last act when Owen Grady's driving through the Dilophosaurus paddock. So yeah, this is a very important prop. I'll put it right here. But yeah, this was a really chill project that I was working on, so there was no rush. I just wanted to make a video and not rush through things, basically. So yeah, things had to be painted. I had to wait for certain opportunities to open up for me to film at places. But yeah, I basically just wanted to show you the props that I used, because some people might be watching my video and wonder, hey, what did you use for this scene? What did you use for that scene? I do like a lot of, like movie action figures, because I love movies. And I wanted, not just to show RC cars, but also to show off these movie merchandise, because I know there's a lot of fellow Jurassic Park, Jurassic World fans out there. But yeah, tell me what your favorite item is here. Do you like the custom vehicles, like that one or that one? Do you feel bad that I had to cut up Owen Grady twice, one for that car, one for the other? Man, I felt really bad about that. But sometimes for the art, you have to sacrifice a few things.